Okay, welcome yogis. Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our uh, Vinyasa Flow All Levels practice. So it's so nice to see you all here on this Tuesday morning, June the 2nd at 9 a.m., or wherever this practice finds you. Once again, you'll notice that I have my At Yoga with Jason G, which is my Facebook page. If you don't already like the Facebook page, please like the Facebook page if you enjoy my yoga classes. So it's just a great way to get updates and to find out about yoga classes. If you're watching this on YouTube, find your way to Facebook if you are looking for live streaming classes. I have decided to do all of my classes live streaming just so that I can practice with you all and as teach as well. So this I found has been the best way to teach until we're back to teaching in the studio. So without further ado, let us begin. And we're going to start in child's pose today. So without further ado, let's begin in child's pose. Good. In child's pose, you'll just begin to notice your breath. You can actually start in classical child's pose. So the arms are back behind the body, the palms are facing the ceiling, tops of the shoulders are releasing down towards the elbows. You could breathe into the hip bones here as you release the forehead down to the mat. So child's pose is a great opportunity for us to just begin to check in with our body, begin to notice our breath, and just allow for that breath to be natural, long and slow. Hopefully the breath travels deep in towards the pelvis. As you lengthen the body, you'll feel that breath naturally, allowing the lower back to expand and contract via the breath. And eventually, you'll begin to take those hands forward in front of you. And you'll begin to lift the chest, heart, and sternum here. And as you do, we're going to begin to come into a couple rounds of cat and cow pose. Before we do that, spread the fingers wide apart. Press firmly in through the forefinger and wrist, all the way to the knuckles. Wrap the outer arms in so that you feel the outer triceps hugging in towards each other. And then begin to take a few rounds of cat and cow pose on your own. So inhale as you peel up the chest. Exhale as you round through the spine here. Inhale, peeling through the chest. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, peeling through the chest. Exhale, rounding through the spine. One more time, take child's pose, except this time with arms extended forward of the shoulders. So as you lengthen through the fingers now, begin to press through the tops of the fingers and allow the forearms to lift up off the mat. As the forearms lift up off the mat, just wrap those outer triceps in. Feel the shoulders spreading along the back body. Good. Inhale, lift the chest up. Walk the fingers over to the left side of the room. Release the head on back down. So as you continue to breathe here, allow the sit bones to lengthen back towards the heels. Feel the elongation on the right side of the body. Even though the left side of the body is slightly shortened here, you'll draw the right hip back a little bit more so you can feel slight engagement on the left side of the body. Inhale, lifting the head and chest, walk the fingers back to center, change opposite side. So just taking those fingers over and releasing the hands over to the opposite side. Wrap the outer bicep in, tricep in. Continue to breathe here as you release the forehead down towards the mat. And allow the breath to be long and slow here. So once again, you're drawing those hip bones back towards the heels, releasing the forehead down towards the floor. Continuing to breathe here. Eventually lifting the head, walking the fingers back to center. As you exhale, release the head back on down. Good. Inhale, peel up the chest, heart, and sternum here. Come into tabletop. As you press down through the feet, begin to lift the knees up off the mat, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, root firmly through the palms. Allow the forearms to draw towards the knuckles. Allow the chest to draw towards the thighs. So continue here to wrap the outer arms in so that the backs of the shoulders are spreading wide apart. See that the forearms continue to lift here so that you're not dumping in towards the chest, or the shoulders rather. You're allowing for an elongation all the way to the hip bones. Good, bend the knees here slightly, just continuing to lengthen through those side ribs. And as you feel ready, begin to straighten those legs. And continuing to breathe here as you lengthen through the side body. Feeling the fingers pressing down on the mat. Feeling the head releasing down towards the floor. Continue to engage those legs so you can feel the outer hips drawing back. You can feel the inner thighs drawing back as well as the outer heels. Good. From here, we'll shift forward into a plank position, top of a push-up. See that the hips are drawing back towards the heels. Press through the fingers. Firmly root through the thumb and the forefinger. Allow the outer shoulders to spread wide apart towards the pinky fingers. As you exhale, hug the belly in. Find your way back into downward facing dog pose. Again, in downward facing dog pose, don't lose the length in the back body. So we shift the weight forward towards the fingertips, away from the wrists, so that we're engaged through the entire sides of the body. And as you exhale, one more time, shift forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. So plank pose, continue to press down through thumb and forefinger. Continue to wrap the outer arms in and press those heels back. Good, one more time, taking downward facing dog pose here. This time float the right leg up all the way to the back of the mat. As you float the right leg up, see that the weight stays even in both shoulders. So there's a tendency for the weight to drift over to the left shoulder. Press firmly through the right palm. Feel the left outer hip drawing back towards the right heel. That's it. As you exhale, lower the right foot to about an inch off the ground. Come into plank pose here with the right foot lifted off the mat. So the right toes are just lifted off the mat, the eyes are soft, and you're just gazing forward in between your fingers. As you exhale, plant the right foot down, shift the hips back, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, float the left leg up. So once again here, as the left leg floats on up, there's a shortening that happens on the right side of the body. So you need to shift the weight over, all the way over to the left palm, and continue to press back through that left heel. That's it. Continuing to breathe here, wrapping both outer arms in, pressing the right heel back, pressing the right thigh all the way towards the left heel. Lower the left foot to about an inch off the ground, shift forward into plank one more time. So as we come forward into plank, press through the left heel, continue to breathe here. And then from here, you'll lower the knees down to the floor, you'll lower the chest all the way down to the mat. So you're going to start here, Shalabhasana pose. The hands are going to come next to the side ribs. You're going to walk the fingers back so that the palms are directly underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide apart. Hug the outer elbows in. Begin to feel the tops of the triceps lengthening towards the backs of the elbows. That's it. From here, begin to peel up the chest a little bit more and float the right leg up. So as you float the right leg up, press down through the top of the left foot and draw the right foot into center. Keep lengthening through the chest, keep lengthening through the heart, keep lengthening through the sternum. As you exhale, release the right foot down. Inhale, float the left leg up. Draw the left leg into center. Continue to breathe here as you lengthen through both sides of the chest. Lengthen through the chest, lengthen through the heart, lengthen through the sternum here as you breathe. As you exhale, lower that foot down. Good. Release the head down for a moment here and just breathe. So as we come into variation 2, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. Come up onto the fingertips this time and hug those outer elbows in once again. So feel the collarbones drawing all the way back towards the backs of the shoulders. You can feel the top of the chest lifting up and the shoulder blades drawing in towards the center sternum. Lift both feet off the mat. So you're on your fingertips this time. Both feet are floating off the mat and spin the heel side of the foot down towards the floor. So lengthen the inner heels back, lengthen the outer heels slightly down. Lengthen the buttocks flesh towards the backs of those heels. Exhale, lower the head down again. You can either place the head on the forehead or lower down to the other side. Release the heels with the palms down. So one more time here. Inhale, begin to float up the chest, heart, and sternum. This time, float the fingers just a hair off the floor. Begin to engage those core muscles. Feel the outer elbows hugging in. Feel the collarbones lengthening back towards the buttocks flesh. Keep lengthening those heels on back all the way to the balls of the feet, and breathe here. As you exhale, plant the hands down, lift the hips up, press on back, downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, walk the feet in just a hair, maybe about a foot or so, and then from here, walk the hands back a hair as well. So you're in this like very shortened version of downward facing dog pose. You're going to take your right hand, wrap it around the left outer foot, left outer shin, and then begin to breathe here as you turn your face over the left armpit. So continue to breathe here. Lengthening through that left arm. Draw your right hip back. Keep pressing that right outer hip back. Exhale, release the right hand down. Take your left hand and place your left hand around the outside of your right leg. Continue to press the right shin back. Continue to press the left shin back. Good. The weight is more in the right hand, so draw back just as much to the left outer hip. And then exhale, releasing that hand all the way down to the mat again. One more time, walk the hands forward. One more time, find your way into plank. One more time, lower those knees all the way down to the mat. Lower the chest all the way down. Inhale, peel up the chest, heart, and sternum. So here, this time, you can press down through the fingers so much that the arms begin to lift up off the mat. Arms are straight. Maybe lift the feet up off the mat for upward facing dog pose. Exhale one more time, finding your way into downward facing dog. So you're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. Release the head all the way down towards the mat and breathe here. You cross opposite forearms here as you bring the right thumb into the left crook of the elbow. As you bring the left thumb into the right crook of the elbow. Begin to shift the weight on forward. Feel the backs of the knees lengthening up towards the hamstrings. Feel the tops of the feet lengthening all the way to the front of the mat. Now take the hands to the hips, press through the balls of the feet. Inhale, peel up the chest, and find your way into standing. As you find your way into standing here, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. So we're going to make our way into Tadasana pose. So Tadasana pose, lengthen the arms out. And from here, we're going to come forward, like we're skiing. Interlace the fingers behind the back and take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. So pull the arms wide apart here. Release the head all the way down towards the mat. As you bend into that left knee, you're going to turn the chest over to the right side. Keep wrapping your outer triceps in. Keep firming your biceps in towards one another and allow the chest to lengthen. Once again, as you twist, notice how the weight shifts over to the right hip. So can you draw the left outer hip back as you twist over to the left side? Come back to center here. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, change sides. So you bend the right knee. You turn the chest over to the right side. You'll notice that right hip lifts, the left hip shortens. So keep twisting, but this time draw that left hip back any amount. Keep lifting, keep spinning the chest. All right, back to center again. Bend those knees, bend those knees, bend those knees. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana, chair pose here. And then from here, release the hands all the way down towards the sides of the body. Good. Inhale, float the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. We're going to bend the elbows. You're going to take the right elbow underneath the left and spin the arms around. This time, lift both elbows up. Elbows come to shoulders width distance apart. Keep a bend in those knees and begin to lean on forward. So hinge the hips so that the chest becomes parallel to the floor. Keep those knees bent. Allow the thighs to press out away from one another and draw those hip bones back to the back of the room. Very good. Once again, inhale, lifting the chest up. Unbinding the hands, re-extending the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, change sides. So you bend those elbows. This time, drawing the left elbow underneath the right. Inhale, floating the elbows up. One more time, hinging at those hips all the way forward, all the way forward, all the way forward. So even though you're sinking forward, you're still drawing the belly in towards the back of the spine. You're still lengthening that chest on forward. So you do have this engagement here, even though you're sitting down into that chair. Inhale, floating those arms up. Raising those arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana, chair pose. Straighten through those legs here. Good. One more time, floating those arms up towards the ceiling, bending the knees, Utkatasana. This time you're going to sit all the way down, deep chair, and release the hips, release the buttocks down towards the mat. Good. Arms are extended forward in front of you. You're going to inhale, float the legs up off the floor. I'm going to have to turn because I don't have enough room by the wall. So you're going to begin to lift the legs up. You're going to extend the legs fully forward as you keep the shoulders lifted up off the mat. This is called Ardha Navasana. Inhale, lift the chest up. You could bend the knees or straighten the legs here. Exhale, lowering down halfway. Inhale, lifting up the chest. So usually I start with bent knees and then I straighten the legs. And then exhale, Ardha Navasana. So the feet are just floating off the mat. One more time, Navasana pose. So we hold here. If you'd like I said, you could extend the legs fully forward and up. Ardha Navasana. All right, cross the legs here and find your way into a seated position. So we're going to come in and start with an Om. All right. We did a nice little sequencing before we Om, but this is a good time to start. Take your hands into the center chest. Take a deep breath in. And just releasing the chest, the chin towards the chest. Good. All right. So now we're going to press our way up. We're going to come back up to standing, and we're going to begin to move through some sun salutation. So inhale, float the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana pose. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. As you exhale, first one, step the feet back. And if you'd like, you can lower those knees down, or you could shift forward, shoulders over wrists, bend those elbows halfway. Inhale, peel up for upward facing dog. As you exhale back, downward facing dog pose. So see that the feet are at least hips width distance apart. Maybe a light bend in those knees as you continue to draw the outer hips to the back of the mat. Continue to lengthen the outer heels to the back of the mat as well. And then as you look forward, begin to bend the knees, and you can walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lifting the chest up. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding forward. Inhale, spinning the arms up towards the ceiling for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, releasing the hands to the sides. So continuing on. Inhale, we float the arms up. Exhale, we hinge at the hips and we fold all the way down. Inhale, we lengthen here. As we exhale, we walk the feet back. And this time, if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. So shift forward, lower down halfway. Inhale, peel up the chest here, Urdhva Mukha. If you want more, shift back into Chaturanga Dandasana. Press your way up and come back in a downward facing dog pose. So once again here, spread those feet wide apart. See that the fingers are pressing down. See that the forearms are lifting so that the shoulders are drawing back all the way away from the ears. Then from here, looking forward again, walking, stepping, or lightly hopping the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening the chest halfway. Exhale, folding here. Inhale, sweeping the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana pose. Exhale, taking the hands all the way down to the sides. Inhale, floating the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding. Inhale, lengthening the chest, heart, and sternum here. As you exhale, this time if you'd like, you could jump the feet back away. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog pose. Good. So see that once again, the fingers are spread wide apart. Firm the outer triceps in as you lift the forearms up. Continue to lengthen those hip bones back. Press the legs back. Press the thighs back. Breathe here. One more time. Bend the knees. Walk, step, or lightly jump the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale as you lengthen here. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the arms down and to the sides. Palms face the front of the room. So from here, let's walk the feet wide apart. Prasarita Padottanasana. And let's begin by folding forward here. Now take your hands, bring your hands right underneath your chest. Inhale, lengthen the heart on forward. Walk your left hands to center. Inhale, float the right arm up. Keep lengthening through the chest. As the right hip comes up, draw the left hip back. Breathe here. Exhale, lower that hand down. Inhale, float the left arm up. So once again here, press through the right outer heel. Draw the left hip in. Draw the left chest all the way up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Exhale, lowering that hand down. Good. Turn the feet out wide apart. Inhale, take your hands into the center chest here and begin to shift the weight forward into that left leg as you lift up that right heel. Right ball of the foot, rather. Come back to center, come back to center, come back to center. Bend those knees, then shift into the opposite side as you lift the other heel up. Good. Back to center, back to center, back to center again. Keep sinking into this low pose. Now as you lift the chest, heart, and sternum up, right arm comes back behind the back, left arm comes back behind the back. Go Mukhasana pose. Keep lifting the elbows up in equal and opposite directions. Good. Straighten those legs. Arms come out to the sides. Change sides. So inhale, left arm lifts up. Right arm draws back behind you. Bend those knees. So we take this pose. Utkatasana, wide stance. This is really a different pose. It's not Utkatasana, but it's a similar pose. So keep lifting the chest, keep lifting the heart. Now take those arms, raise the arms up above the ceiling, lift the arms up, spin the feet to the front of the mat, bend the right knee, and move through vinyasa. So we'll shift forward, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. One more time, we float the right leg up. This time, right knee comes to chest, shoulders over wrist. Round the spine here. So see that the belly is drawing in. See that the weight is drawing forward to the thumb, forefinger side of the hand. Keep engaging your core muscles here. Float the right leg back one more time. This next time, look forward in between the hands and step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. Bend into that right knee. Take the arms out to the sides for Virabhadrasana 2 pose. As you take Virabhadrasana 2 pose, see that the right hip is floating off of the left thigh. Feel both arms extending in equal and opposite directions here. Breathe as you lengthen through both side ribs. Good. From here, begin to shift the weight forward. Take the right hand inside of the leg. Take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Hug the right outer thigh in. Continue to peel up the chest here. As you feel ready, take your left hand, bring it behind your back. Just glide that hand behind the back and allow the back of the left shoulder to open up towards the left elbow. Draw both trapezius muscles away from the ears. So the trapezius muscles are drawing towards the backs of the shoulders. Bend a little bit more deeply into that right knee as you press through the left heel. Hug the outer right buttocks in. Inhale, float the left arm back up again. Let the left arm lift us up and out. So we're back into Warrior 2 pose. Straighten through the right leg for a moment. Lift both hip bones up. As you exhale, bend into that right knee one more time. Spin the right hand up. Reverse the warrior here. As you exhale, float both hands down to the mat. Glide the right leg back. Shift forward, plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. If you'd like, shift back into plank, chaturanga, plank, downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose here, float the left leg up. See that the right outer hip draws back. See that you have evenness in the left and right palm. Now draw the left knee into the chest. Shift the weight forward so that the shoulders start to move over the wrist. Round the upper shoulders here. Press more into the thumb forefinger side of the hand than the pinky side of the hand. Continue to wrap those outer triceps in. Hug the belly in towards the back of the spine. Breathe here. And then extend that left leg back. Inhale, draw the left foot, placing it in between the hands, and spin the right heel down. Inhale, Warrior 2 pose. So once again, Warrior 2 pose, continue to feel both feet pressing down. See that the left knee lines up over the left heel. Feel the left outer hip hugging in towards the midline of the body. As you press through the right heel, the right hip draws forward. As you press through the left heel, the left hip draws back. Now from here, inhale, begin to shift the weight on forward. Take the left hand down to the mat, right in front of the left leg, right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing through that right heel. Right hip continues to draw forward. Left buttocks continues to wrap in. As you lift through that right hand, begin to spin the right thumb to the back of the room. Bend that right elbow as you open up the chest. Keep pressing through that right heel. Keep bending into that left knee. Open up the chest and breathe here. As you inhale, raise that right arm up towards the ceiling. Let the right arm lift us up and out of the pose. One more time, reverse the warrior here. Good, straighten that left leg one more time. Bend into that left knee. Windmill the hands down to the mat and move through a vinyasa here. So shifting the weight forward, shoulders over wrists, lowering down halfway. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, pressing back for downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, bending the knees, floating the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, Utkatasana chair pose. Take the hands back behind the back, interlace the fingers here, and pull the arms up over the head. Keep releasing the chest down towards the thighs. Keep lengthening the heart forward. So sitting into that chair, lengthening up. So like you're floating here, you're skating. All right, from here, arms come up towards the ceiling, Utkatasana chair pose, lifting the legs and straightening the legs all the way out. Take the arms and extend the arms back out to the sides. One more time, float the arms up towards the ceiling, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, releasing the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lengthening the chest, heart, sternum here. As you exhale, walk, step, or lightly jumping the feet back, finding your way into plank pose, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Downward facing dog, float the right leg up again. This time, right foot just floats to about an inch off the floor. Keep drawing that outer left hip back. Shift forward again into plank. Right foot is still floating off the floor. From here, you're going to spin the weight onto the left outer foot. Inhale, float the right arm up for Vashisthasana pose. You can lengthen the right arm up and over the head here. Now bend the right knee. Take the right foot, place the right foot in between the hands for twisting Vashisthasana pose. That's it. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Spin the left ball of the foot down. Walk the right foot to center. Inhale, Warrior Two pose. From Warrior Two pose here, keep lengthening through the left fingers and straighten through that right leg. Once again, bending into that right knee. Glide the right hand down to the mat, left arm up towards the ceiling. One more time, take that left hand behind the back. If you'd like, you can begin to bind your right hand to the left as you wrap your outer buttocks in. So draw the buttocks into the midline of the body. Continue to wrap both thighs in towards each other as you lift the chest off of the thigh. Begin to straighten that leg any amount and continue to feel the left side of the chest revolving to the ceiling. Press down evenly through both feet as you turn the chest up. Keep drawing the left hip down, but the right side of the chest continues to root up towards the ceiling. One more time, bend into that right knee. Okay, here, what you're going to do is you're going to release the bind of the pose. You'll take your left arm up towards the ceiling one more time. And then from here, you're going to step your right leg out of the left. So you have your right foot about 8 to 12 inches outside of the foot. Step your left foot in, step your left foot in, Ardha Chandrasana pose. Now turn the left toes to face the floor. Keep lengthening through the back of the left leg and reaching up through the ceiling through your left arm. If you'd like, bend that left knee. Grab hold of the left foot and find your way into Chapasana's pose. So let the left knee come down slightly to the floor as you lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Continue to press to the right ball of the foot. It's okay to have a light bend in that right knee if you need to. Re-extend the left leg back to the back of the mat. Spin the left toes down towards the floor. Bend into that right knee. Softly release that left leg on down. Inhale, Warrior Two pose. From Warrior Two pose, reverse the warrior here as you reach the right arm up. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Glide your feet on back. Shift forward, plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, if you'd like, back through Chaturanga, plank, and downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, you're going to float the left toes up off the floor. So the left toes are just floating here. And then you're going to shift forward into that three-legged plank variation. So keep pressing that right hip back. Keep drawing the left side of the chest in. Breathe here. Left belly in. Then from here, shift the weight onto that right hand, right outer foot. Inhale, float the left arm up. So continue to breathe here as you lengthen through both sides of the chest. Even the right bottom of the chest has to lengthen forward. Bring the left knee into the chest, step the left foot in between the hands. Breathe here. Release the left palm down. Spin the right foot down this time. As you walk the left toes to center, heel to arch, inhale, float the right arm back, Warrior Two pose. From Warrior Two pose, we hinge at the hip. We begin to release the left hand down to the floor as we lengthen the right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep drawing that left outer hip in. Keep revolving the right outer hip down towards the floor as you press the right heel down. That's it. Bend the right elbow. Place the right hand right behind the spine. Keep bending into that left knee. You could remain here, or if you'd like, you can clasp hold of the fingers. As you clasp hold of the fingers, continue to lift the chest up off that thigh. Maybe begin to straighten the left leg as you draw the left buttocks to the back of the room. Keep pressing through that right heel. Keep spinning the chest up towards the ceiling. One more time, bend into that left knee. Release the hands. Left arm to the floor, right arm to the ceiling. Take the right hand, place it on the right hip. Walk your left fingers outside of your left foot. Bend into that left knee a little bit more deeply. Step your right foot in. Step your left hands forward. Inhale, float the right leg up. Begin to lengthen through the back of the left leg as much as the right leg. Turn the right toes down to the floor. Maybe bending the right knee and grabbing hold of the outer shin of the right leg. Begin to take the right thigh all the way back to the back of the room. Open up the chest. Open up the heart. And breathe here. Eventually extending that right leg back as you extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, re-bending into that left knee, and then finding your way into triangle pose. Reverse Warrior Two, reverse the Warrior, and then from here, both hands come down to the mat. Glide your left leg back, shift forward into plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Adho Mukha Shavasana here, lower the knees down onto the mat. And then begin to interlace the fingers right underneath the center chest. You're going to press down through the fingers, right in front of the center chest rather. Press down through the fingers, press down through the forearms, press down through the elbows. Walk the feet back, find your way into forearm plank. As you take forearm plank here, continue to lengthen the top of the chest forward and the trapezius muscles back. So the trapezius muscles move towards the heels as well as the buttocks. The pelvis or the frontal hip bones, they move towards the chest or the crown of the head. Now keep your hands where they're at. Turn both toes over to the right side of the room. See that the weight is even in both shoulders here. So the weight tends to be more in the right shoulder in this pose. See that there's an evenness in both shoulders. Keep lengthening through the chest and heart. Come back to center and then take the other side of the pose. So turn the feet to the other side. Keep drawing your left hip back. Keep breathing here as you lengthen the chest on forward. Press down through the fingers, press down through the forearms, press down through the elbows. Come back to center one more time. Walk the feet in, walk the feet in, walk the feet in. Dolphin's pose. So see that the wrists are pressing down. See that the outer arms are wrapping down and in. Continue to lift the inner arms up. Continue to see that the thigh bones are pressing back. Lift the head, lift the chest, lift the shoulders. Can you press the hands up from here, coming back into downward facing dog pose? Very nice. Downward facing dog pose, look forward in between the hands, walk, step, or jump the feet lightly forward. Inhale, lengthening the chest. Exhale, folding here. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the ceiling, Utkatasana chair pose. And as you exhale, placing the hands to the sides, palms face the front of the mat. So we're going to come into our B series right now. So inhale, float those arms up over the head, Utkatasana. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way down. As you inhale here, lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum here. Good. As you exhale, walk the feet back, downward facing dog or vinyasa, your choice. Inhale, float the right leg up above to the back of the room. Draw the right knee into the chest, hug the right knee into the chest, step the right foot in between the hands. Now spin the left heel down, press the left heel down, press the left ball of the foot down. Begin to draw the right hip back as you lift both arms up towards the ceiling. Virabhadrasana 1. So see that that left hip continues to draw forward as you press the left heel down, just like Parsvakonasana. And the right buttocks continues to draw in and lengthen up towards the left arm. As you exhale here, release those hands down to the mat. Glide your right foot back. Shift forward into plank pose. Inhale through the chest, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, pressing back, Adho Mukha. Downward facing dog. Float the left leg up. Left knee comes into the chest, shoulders over wrists. Step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. So we press that right heel down, we spin the right hip forward, and we begin to float the chest off that thigh as we lift both arms up towards the ceiling. Keep drawing that left outer buttocks in. Keep lifting through both sides of the ribs all the way to the fingers. As you exhale here, release the hands down to the mat. Glide that left foot back. Shift forward plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog pose. So continue to feel those outer thighs pressing back. Continue to feel those inner kneecaps lifting up. And breathing here. Once again, looking in between the hands, walking, stepping, or jumping the feet forward to the hands. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Inhale, spinning the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale. Taking the arms to the sides back into Tadasana's pose. Tadasana's pose. Take the hands to the center chest. Bend the knees a lot. Take the right leg out to the right. Bring the right leg back behind you, and as you bend into the left knee, begin to lengthen the chest on forward. Inhale, lengthening on up. Good. As you exhale, bending forward, lengthening that leg out to the side, getting low. Inhale, lifting that leg on up. One more time. Bending that leg all the way out to the side, so stay low here. Inhale, lifting that right leg up. Take your hands, bring your hands around the back of the head, and turn your left elbow over towards that right knee. Inhale back to center again. Exhale, release that foot on down. So once again, hands start out at the center chest. Bend the left knee. Bring the left leg out to the left. And from here, you bend into that right knee. Bring the left leg around the back of the right leg. Stay low. Inhale, lifting up and lifting the leg. Actually, let's turn over to that leg. Back to center again. Begin to lift the left leg back behind you. Stay low, stay low, stay low in that right leg. Come back to center again. Inhale, lift the chest. Hands come behind the head. Turn the chest over the right leg. So should have done that on the other side. One more time. Hands come to the center chest. Take the left leg. Bring it behind. Stay low, stay low, stay low. Inhale, lifting up. One more time. Hands come back behind the head and turn towards that left leg as you release the hands back or feet back down to the mat. Inhale, float the arms up. Utkatasana chair pose. As we exhale, fold here. As we inhale, lengthen through the chest, heart, and sternum. As we exhale, walk the feet back, find our way into plank. Plank through Chaturanga. Chaturanga through up dog. If you want to come back through Chaturanga to plank to down dog, please feel free to do that. Once again, stepping the right foot in between the hands, spinning the left heel down. Inhale, floating the arms up towards the ceiling here. Now spin onto the left ball of the foot. See that there's a light bend in that left knee. Continue to lift the arms up. Continue to lengthen through the back ribs here. Bring the hands to the center chest one more time. Lean on forward. See that you continue to draw that right outer hip back. Keep taking the left side of the chest forward. Step on forward and begin to float the left leg up. That's it. As the left leg floats up, breathe here. Draw the left knee into the chest. Lengthen that left leg up. Grab hold of your right knee with your left knee with your right hand and extend your left arm to the back of the room. Come back to center again. Hands come to the center chest. Fold on forward, fold on forward, fold on forward. Release those hands down to the mat. Take your right hand this time to the right hip and begin to float your right arm up towards the ceiling here. Good. As you exhale, begin to bring your hands back to the center chest. One more time. Float that left leg on forward. Hands come behind the back of the head one more time. Turn towards that left leg. Back to center again. Hands come to the center chest. Here, release the hands to the floor and step that left leg back as you move into Parsvakonasana or pyramid pose. Continue to draw the left hip back. Continue to draw the right thigh forward. Now take your right hand, place it on your back. Keep your left hand where it is. Keep drawing the left hip back. Left hip forward. Keep drawing the right thigh back. Inhale, float the right arm up. Twisting triangle pose. As you exhale here, bring your right hand down to the mat. Bend into that right knee. Walk your right toes out to the right side just for a moment and release the head down. So it's a standing lizard's pose. Good, and then you'll step that right leg back, downward facing dog pose. You can move through vinyasa if you'd like. Plank chaturanga, upward dog. Downward dog. If you need more, go through plank and chaturanga again. From here, as you feel ready, float the left leg up, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Press through the right heel. Begin to float the chest up, float the arms up over the head. Warrior one pose. So now we spin onto the ball of the right foot. Add a light bend to that right knee. Keep lengthening through the left side body. Keep lengthening through the right side body. Hands come into the center chest here. Begin to lean on forward. Good. Take the weight on forward. Step on forward and float the right leg up. As you float the right leg up, continue to breathe here as you lengthen the chest. Draw the right knee into the chest. Take your left hand around the back of that right knee and take your right arm back behind you. So twisting Padangusthasana pose. Inhale, floating those arms back up again. Hands come to the chest again. Take both hands down to the mat. Keep that right leg floating back. Take your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling as you move into twisting Ardha Chandrasana pose, so twisting half moon pose. Very good. Once again, hand releases on down. You're going to take the hands to the center chest one more time. Float that right leg on up. Hands come back behind the head. Draw the left elbow over to the right knee. Back to center again. We're going to do it 2 more times. Draw the elbow over the knee just to get ourselves balanced. One more time. Draw the elbow over the knee. Good. Hands come to the center chest again. Extend that leg back. Release the hands down. Release the foot down. Parsvatonasana. Just breathe here. So the right foot is about 3 feet away from the left foot, and release the head down. Good. Now press through the right heel. Take the left hand to the left hip. Keep pressing through that right heel. There is a light bend in that left knee, just a little bit, and inhale, float the left arm up towards the ceiling. Twisting Parsvatonasana. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Sorry, not Parivrtta Parivrtta. It's twisting triangle. As you feel ready, release the left hand down to the mat. Walk the left toes out to the left. Bring your hands inside of that leg and release the head on down. And breathe here. You'll step the left foot back, find your way into downward facing dog pose. Once again, shifting forward plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, again, you're going to float the feet in between the hands, and you're going to have a seat on your buttocks. So again, we're coming back here. Legs extend forward, feet extend forward. Keep your arms extended forward. Now, lengthen halfway down. Good. Be here for a moment. Keep drawing the belly in. Keep lengthening through the chest. Coming back up. Nice. You could extend the legs if you want. Come halfway down. Keep lengthening through the sternum. Keep lengthening through the legs. Breathe here. Turn the pinkies away. Lengthen the chest. And then back to center again. Lengthen those legs. One more time. Extend those legs on forward. Keep turning the big toe mounds in towards each other. Keep extending through the chest. Keep extending through the heart. Draw those knees into the chest here. Very nice. Okay. So from here, we're going to find our way onto our mat. And we're going to allow ourselves to hug those knees into the chest to start. So knees hug into the chest here. And we breathe. Let those knees hug into the chest. Take the hands around the back of the head. Lift the chest up. Lift the sternum up. Good. All right. So be here for a moment and lift those legs up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting and look at the belly button. Hug the belly button in towards the body. So hug that belly button in. Lower the right leg down to the mat. Keep looking at that belly button. Inhale, float the right leg up. Keep looking at the belly button. Lower the left leg down to the mat. Keep looking at the belly button. Inhale, float the left leg up. Keep looking at the belly button. Lower the right leg down to the mat. Keep lifting the chest. Keep looking. Lift the right leg up. Lower the left leg down to the mat. So keep looking at that belly button. Inhale, float the left leg up. 2 more. Right leg floats down. Right leg floats up. Left leg floats down. Left leg floats up. Right leg floats down. Right leg floats up. Left leg floats down. Left leg floats up. Hug the knees into the chest. Hug the knees into the chest here. Jartha Parivartanasana. Arms come out to the sides. Just let both of your legs drift over to the left side as you turn the head over to the right. If you want more, just let the legs float up off the floor. If you want more, extend the legs fully out, but don't let the legs touch the floor. Back to center again. Knees come to the chest. Change sides here. Once again, if you want more, just let the knees float off of the mat. If you have enough room on your side, you could extend both legs all the way out to the sides. Nice. Back to center again. Release those feet down onto the mat. From here, take your hands, grab hold of the side edges of the mat. Roll your shoulders underneath, press down through the tops of the feet, lengthen the buttocks all the way to the backs to the knees. Continue to feel the hip bones drawing towards the elbows or towards the armpits. Continue to feel the sit bones drawing towards the backs of the heels. Feel the tops of the thighs releasing down as the outer thighs lift up. Continue to breathe here. Abdomen draws into the chest. As you exhale, lower the pelvis on down. Take the arms back behind the head. Interlace the fingers here. And once again, begin to float the knees up and float the legs on up. So as you breathe here, keep those legs lifted. Keep the chest lifted. Now lift the legs up, or arms off the floor. Breathe here. Lower the right leg down. Inhale, float the right leg up. So keep the chest lifted. Keep the head lifted. Lower the left leg down. Inhale, float that leg on up. Good. Keep lifting. Lower the right leg down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. 2 more. Lower the left leg down. Inhale, lifting leg up. So 1 more on each side. Lower the right leg down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. 1 more. Lower the left leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Hug those knees into the chest again. 1 more time. This time, cross the legs left over right and Jatha Parivartanasana again. Let the knees drift over the side. So if you want more, you could just keep those legs lifted off the mat and breathe here. Very nice. Back to center again. Jatha Parivartanasana, opposite side. So you'll just cross those legs and release the legs over to the other side. Once again, if you want more, just leave those knees off the floor. Breathe here. Back to center again. Release those feet down onto the mat. Once again, hands come to the sides of the body. Lift the pelvis up. Interlace the fingers under the back this time, lifting the chest up. Wrap those outer arms in. Continue to feel the tops of the thumbs releasing down to the floor. Continue to feel the backs of the shoulders spreading along the backs of the rib cage. Feel the tops of the trapezius muscles moving towards the tops of the heels. And breathe here. Good. If you want more, come up. Place your hands under your buttocks. Float your legs up towards the ceiling here. Walk your hands down the back. Walk your hands down the back. Walk your hands down the back. So we come into shoulder stand. Just be mindful here. We're not going to be here for long. Typically we use a blanket for shoulder stand, but we're just going to be here for a few moments. Keep lengthening those legs away from the body. Keep walking those hands down the back. The more you can walk those hands to the shoulder blades, the better. So outer thighs in, lengthen through the sides of the legs, breathe here. As you exhale, bending those knees, bringing them up and over the head. Maybe the legs touch the ground, maybe the hands touch the ground. Lower the legs slowly using your core muscles. Look towards the ceiling here, don't lift the head up. Lower the legs on and back down, good. 1 more time, hands come back behind the head. Breathing here, lift the chest up. You're going to begin to extend the right leg forward, draw the left leg over the right, just like this. Back to center, draw the right knee in. Extend the left leg forward, draw the right leg over the left. Back to center, and come back. Right leg forward, draw the left leg over the right side, keep lifting the chest, back to center, knees come in. Drawing the right leg over the left, keep lifting the chest, back to center, knees come in. So 3 more on each side. So we go to the right, and back to center, and release. And then we go to the left, so right foot goes to the left, back to center, and release. 2 more. Lifting up, over, back to center, release. Lifting up, over, back to center, release. 1 more each side. So taking that left foot over the right, lifting, holding for a breath, back to center, and then the other side. Nice. Hug those knees into the chest here. Good. Rock the head from side to side. You'll take the left knee into the chest. You'll take your left foot around the top of the right thigh. you grab hold of the back of the right thigh here as you open the left leg up. And breathe here for thread the needle. So thread the needle pose. Allow the left outer hip to revolve towards the right heel. Allow the trapezius muscles to move towards the backs of the waist. Breathe here as you feel the extension through the side ribs, all the way to the armpits. You'll take the right leg, hug it on in, take it over the left thigh, and then breathe in here. So now the right outer hip moves towards the left heel. Continue to breathe here as you feel both shoulders releasing down towards the mat. All right, then from here, you're going to take the feet down to the mat. Now, if you have blocks, you're going to place blocks underneath each of your legs here, and just close your eyes and breathe. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana, or lying on your back bound angle pose. And you release the arms to the sides. So ideally, if you have any props here, you could place your props along the sides. You could place, if you're wearing glasses, you don't need those. Just releasing your body on down. You don't necessarily want to have your hands touching any props, even straps or blankets or bolsters or whatever. You just let those legs release out to the sides. So, as you take this pose, just begin to feel the eyes softening. Begin to feel the breath becoming long and slow. Feel the tops of those sit bones lengthening to the backs of those knees. Feet are drawing together. And eventually, you'll let those blocks come to your sides. And then from here, you will let the legs drift out to either side and find your way into Shavasana. Before you even take Shavasana, see that the tops of the trapezius muscles are moving towards the heels. See that the buttocks flesh is also moving towards the big toe mounds. And you're releasing, so both the arms and the legs are naturally in this external rotation. Anatomical position. Prone position. And just continue to allow yourself to rest. We're not going to be here for much longer. Just another minute or so. So beginning to reemerge the breath back into the body, bring the knees to a bent position. And roll the legs over to one side. Press your way up. And find your way into a seated position. Ideally on a blanket, just so that you're lifted. All right. Take the hands to the center chest. Release the chin towards the chest to soften the eyes. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please be well, be happy. We still have a couple more practices today. If you're watching on YouTube, you could always find your way to my Facebook channel at Yoga with Jason G. And find your way there. I usually do a closing, so it will be on both of these videos, so please feel free to stick around if you'd like to see the closing. All right. So guys, thank you so much. It really has been an honor to be able to share these teachings with you. My name is Jason Gorenstein. I teach regularly at YogaWorks in Los Angeles, California. And right now I'm doing all of my classes online. So if you enjoyed the classes, please consider giving a thumbs up sign or a heart sign. Also, please feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, or the like button on my Facebook page. That way you get constant updates on my classes. Also, if you want to share the videos, please feel free to share the videos. Just go to my Venmo. And, I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with it. That's a side note. If you guys want to send any contributions, you can feel free to. All the videos are free. Contributions go to things like lighting, sound, audio. So if you enjoyed the videos, I strongly would recommend that you guys contribute. It just makes it easier for me. I can get better camera, better sound equipment. All of these things play into higher quality practices and higher quality classes. So please feel free to do that. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you yogis soon. Have a beautiful day. Be well, be happy, everyone. Namaste, guys. I'll see you guys all soon. Bye, guys.